the dating paradox. Why women chase the men who don't chase them. There's a brutal irony in dating that frustrates countless men. The ones who treat women with genuine care often get ignored, while the men who seem indifferent, who barely lift a finger, somehow keep them hooked. You've seen it happen. Maybe you've even lived it. And let's be clear, this isn't about bad boys versus nice guys. It's something far deeper, something wired into psychology itself. Let's cut through the myths. Women aren't drawn to mistreatment. They're drawn to value. And here's where most men get it wrong. The moment you pedestalize a woman before she's earned that place, you flip the dynamic against yourself. If she senses that she's your world before you're even a thought in hers, it's over before it begins. Men make a fatal miscalculation. They believe that treating a woman like a queen from day one will make her cherish them. But in reality, it does the opposite. When you pour all your energy into someone who hasn't invested in you when you prioritize her above your own purpose, it doesn't signal strength. It screams desperation. And nothing repels attraction faster than neediness. A man who needs validation from a woman to feel complete unknowingly strips himself of the very quality that creates desire. Now, let's flip the script. The men who remain focused on their own mission, their goals, their standards, activate something primal in a woman. They trigger her competitive nature. She starts to wonder, why isn't he chasing me? What does he have that makes him so self-assured? Suddenly, the roles reverse. She becomes the one proving her worth to him. It's not about being cold. It's not about playing games. It's about positioning yourself as the prize. Women don't value what is handed to them without effort. They don't crave the man who is always available, always eager, always desperate to please. They crave the man who is selective, who has options, who isn't easily won over. Today we're breaking down the 7 key reasons why women are drawn to men who don't make them their sole focus. And more importantly, how shifting your mindset can instantly change the way women see you. If you're tired of being overlooked, if you're ready to command respect and attraction effortlessly, stay locked in. Because once you understand this, you'll never see dating the same way again. So, let's dive in. The first key, the power of scarcity. Why women crave what they can't have. There's a hard truth about attraction that most men refuse to accept. Women don't chase what's easily given. They chase what feels just out of reach. It's wired into human nature. The moment something becomes too accessible, its value plummets. That's why luxury brands don't beg customers to buy. They create exclusivity, making people crave what they can't have. The same rule applies to relationships. A man who is always available, always eager, always just a text away, he doesn't ignite desire. He becomes predictable, expected, forgettable. If she knows she can have you at any moment, where's the thrill? Where's the excitement? She doesn't have to work for your attention. And when something doesn't require effort, it loses its allure. Now, let's flip the script. What happens when a man doesn't orbit around her every move? When he's present but not predictable, interested but not desperate, he triggers something powerful. Curiosity. She starts to wonder why he isn't chasing her like other men do. Is he busy? Does he have better options? What makes him so different? And the moment a woman starts asking those questions, she's already emotionally invested. Picture 2 men. One texts a woman every morning, showers her with compliments, and is always the first to initiate plans. At first, she enjoys the attention, but soon, she starts taking it for granted. It's always there, so why would she value it? Now, take another man. He's warm, but doesn't overextend. He responds on his own terms, keeps conversations concise, and prioritizes his own life. Suddenly, he becomes the enigma. Why isn't he like the rest? Why isn't he fighting for her attention? And that's when the tables turn. She's the one who starts chasing. Effort equals value. The more a woman has to work for a man's time, the more she sees him as a prize. The moment she feels like she is doing the chasing, everything shifts. This isn't about playing mind games. It's about embodying a mindset, one that signals you have options, priorities, and a life beyond her. A man who needs a woman is just another guy in the crowd. But a man who stands firm, who doesn't seek validation, who doesn't make her his sole focus, that's the man she can't stop thinking about. Master this mindset, and you'll start to see just how powerful scarcity is in attraction. And this is just the beginning. Up next, we're diving into an even deeper truth. Why respect is never freely given, and why the men who chase approval always lose it. Stay locked in. The second key. Respect isn't given, it's earned. One of the biggest mistakes men make, believing that respect is automatic, that if they're kind, if they treat a woman well, if they do everything right, she'll naturally appreciate them. But the reality is far harsher. Women don't respect men who hand over their value like a free sample. Respect is never granted, it's claimed. Think of a true leader. He doesn't beg for followers. He doesn't ask for respect. He commands it. Through his actions, his presence, his unshakable confidence. People gravitate toward him because they sense his value. Now, contrast that with a man who desperately tries to earn a woman's respect, over-investing, bending over backward to please, constantly trying to prove he's different from other guys. He thinks he's showing devotion, but in her eyes, he's showing weakness. The moment a woman realizes you value her more than she values you, something shifts. The respect disappears. A man with standards moves differently. He doesn't chase approval. He doesn't tolerate entitlement. He knows his worth, and because of that, women treat him differently. Let's break this down. Two men take a woman on a date. The first man is eager, too eager. He agrees with everything she says, constantly reassures her that he likes her, and tiptoes around controversial topics. He's playing it safe, terrified of losing her interest. In reality, he's already lost it. The second man, he's composed, relaxed. He doesn't need her validation. If she says something he disagrees with, he challenges her, playfully but firmly. If she tests him with an entitled attitude, he doesn't entertain it. Now, who do you think she respects more? The first man makes it clear he's trying to win her over, putting himself in a weaker position. The second man, he makes her work for his respect. And that changes everything. Here's the key. Women respect men who respect themselves. If you place her above you, she will always look down on you. But if you carry yourself with value, with confidence, and with the quiet understanding that you will walk away if necessary, she has no choice but to respect you. And that's when the dynamic shifts in your favor. The third key, the silent killer of attraction, desperation. Nothing repels a woman faster than desperation. The moment she senses that you need her approval, that your confidence depends on whether she texts you back or acknowledges your presence, something inside her shifts. The attraction fades, not because women are cruel, but because desire isn't a reward for good behavior. It's not about how nice you are, it's about how she perceives your value. Attraction thrives on perception, on the silent cues a man gives off. A woman instinctively respects a man who stands firm, whose confidence doesn't waver based on her reactions. But the second she realizes that her attention dictates your self-worth, she stops seeing you as desirable. A man who over-texts, constantly checks in, or agrees with everything she says isn't expressing interest. He's pleading for validation. And here's the brutal truth. When a woman perceives a man as less valuable, her attraction dies. The men women crave the most, they don't chase approval. They don't crumble if she takes too long to reply. They don't panic if she seems distant. They operate from an abundance mindset. They understand that a single woman's attention doesn't define their worth. Think about it. If a stranger constantly complimented you, agreed with everything you said, and made themselves always available, how would you feel? Probably uncomfortable, maybe even irritated. That's exactly how a woman feels when a man tries too hard to win her over. Instead of thinking, wow, he really likes me, she wonders, why is he this desperate? What's wrong with him? And the moment she starts questioning your value, it's game over. A high-value man never chases. He chooses. If a woman pulls back, he doesn't panic or scramble to fix things. He remains calm, focused, and in control, because he knows his worth isn't up for debate. If she doesn't appreciate what he brings to the table, he's perfectly fine walking away. The harder you try to make her like you, the less she will. But the second you stop needing her validation, she'll start craving yours. And this is just the beginning. Up next, we're diving into one of the most powerful psychological triggers in attraction. Why women are drawn to men other women already want. Stay tuned. The fourth key, the power of indifference. Why the man who doesn't chase, win? There's one undeniable truth about attraction. People only truly value what they fear losing. The moment something becomes too easy, too predictable, too secure, it stops feeling exciting. And in relationships, this is exactly why the man who remains indifferent, who doesn't need her, who isn't easily swayed by emotions or games, always holds the upper hand. Women are emotional creatures. They respond to uncertainty, to mystery, to the thrill of the unknown. If she knows exactly where she stands with you, if she feels too secure in your attention, desire fades. Not because she wants to lose interest, but because she can't help it. It's human nature. We crave what feels just out of reach. Think about it. The guy who's always available, always checking in, always waiting for her response, he gets ignored. But the man who's busy, focused, living his life on his terms, she can't stop thinking about him. She starts overanalyzing his actions, questioning his feelings, wondering why he's different. And once a woman starts asking those questions, she's already emotionally invested. This is where most men fail. The moment they sense a woman pulling away, they panic. They text more, they try harder, they overcompensate, they desperately prove themselves, hoping to reassure her interest. But in doing so, they destroy the very attraction they were trying to build. Because now, she knows she has them. The chase is over, the mystery is gone, and with it, so is the attraction. Men who hold the strongest frame never fall into this trap. They don't let a woman's actions dictate their emotions. If she texts less, they don't spiral into overthinking. If she plays games, they don't react. They understand that a high-value man doesn't seek approval. He doesn't need to chase. And because he doesn't chase, he naturally attracts. But here's what most men don't realize. Indifference isn't about manipulation. It's about authenticity. It's about being the kind of man who is so focused on his own life, his own purpose, his own mission, that whether a woman stays or leaves, it doesn't shake him. And when you carry yourself with that mindset, women don't just want your attention, they fight for it. The fifth key, the irresistible effect. Why women want men that other women desire. Attraction isn't just personal, it's perception. A woman may not notice a man at first, but the moment she sees other women vying for his attention, everything changes. Suddenly, she's intrigued. What's so special about him? Why are other women drawn to him? And once she starts asking those questions, attraction has already begun to take hold. This is called social proof, and it's one of the most powerful psychological triggers in human nature. Women don't want to make the wrong choice, so they look for external validation, sometimes even from other women. If a man is already getting female attention, it proves he has qualities worth competing for. But if no woman seems interested, she subconsciously assumes there's a reason for that. Look around, and you'll notice a pattern. The men who struggle the most with women are often the ones completely ignored by them. Women don't just want any man. They want a man who is wanted. That's why the moment a guy enters a happy relationship, other women start noticing him more. It's not a coincidence. It's proof of value. And in the world of attraction, proof is everything. This is why high-status men, celebrities, athletes, even the guy who naturally commands attention in a social setting, rarely have to chase. Their desirability is already working in their favor. But it doesn't just apply to the elite. It happens in everyday life too. Imagine walking into a bar. You see two men, one stands alone, unnoticed. The other is surrounded by women, laughing, engaged, exuding confidence. Which one seems more attractive? Instinctively, women gravitate toward the man who already has attention. It's the same reason a restaurant with a long wait list seems better than an empty one. If others want it, it must be valuable. Having options isn't just about boosting confidence. It completely changes the way women perceive you. A man who is genuinely wanted by others carries himself differently. He isn't desperate. He isn't overeager. He isn't bending over backward for female attention. And that is what makes him magnetic. But here's the key. Social proof isn't something you fake. It's something that happens naturally when you build real value in yourself. When women see that you are in demand, they don't just want you, they start competing for you. Now, Contrast that with the guy who showers a woman with compliments, checks in constantly, and makes himself available at all times without her doing anything to earn it. He thinks he's being kind, but in her eyes, he's just another guy desperate for validation. Most men don't understand how attraction works. They believe that giving a woman everything up front will make her appreciate them more. But that's not how it works. Women don't value attention that's handed to them on a silver platter. They crave excitement, mystery, and the thrill of earning a high-value man's interest. When a man bombards her with attention without requiring anything in return, he doesn't come off as confident. He comes off as desperate. And desperation is the fastest way to kill attraction. Men need to wake up and understand that their attention is currency. The more freely they give it away, the less valuable it becomes. Think about it. What's worth more, a rare diamond or a cheap stone you can pick up anywhere? Women want a man whose attention feels earned, not one who hands it out to every woman he meets. Too many men waste their energy double texting, liking every post, waiting by their phone for a response, while the woman they're chasing barely even acknowledges them. But not because she's cruel, because she doesn't have to work for that attention. And when a woman realizes she doesn't have to put in effort, she loses respect. And once respect is gone, attraction follows. High-value men think differently. Instead of giving their attention freely just because a woman is attractive, they ask themselves, has she earned it? Does she reciprocate? Is she genuinely interested in me, or am I just feeding her ego? A man who truly values himself stops chasing and starts choosing. He becomes selective. He no longer throws his energy at women who don't deserve it. And that's when the dynamic shifts. A high-value man knows his attention is a privilege, not a guarantee. He doesn't waste time on women who play games or keep him as an option. He focuses on himself, his purpose, his mission. And because of that, women don't just want to be around him, they fight for the chance. And we're not done yet. Up next, we'll break down the final and most powerful rule, the reason why the men who put themselves first always win. Stay tuned. The final key. Why men who prioritize themselves always win. Too many men waste their time chasing women instead of chasing excellence. They rearrange their schedules, sacrifice their ambitions, and make a woman the center of their world, only to be left confused when those same women lose interest. But the truth is brutal and simple. Women aren't drawn to men who make them the priority. They're drawn to men who have a purpose bigger than them. A man who puts himself first instantly commands respect and attraction. Women don't want a man who revolves around them. They want a man on a mission, a man whose time is valuable. The moment a woman realizes you'll drop everything for her, she stops seeing you as a strong, independent leader. Instead, she sees you as a man too easily controlled. And no woman is truly attracted to a man who lacks direction. The men who win in both life and relationships are those who focus on their own growth first. They build their careers. They push their limits physically, mentally, financially. They create a life of value before worrying about impressing women. And, ironically, that's exactly why women chase them. Because when a man is truly busy, when he has real goals, real accomplishments, and real things to lose, women compete for a place in his life. They respect a man who doesn't give his time away freely, because they know his time is earned. Too many men get this backward. They think that if they show more love, more effort, and more availability, a woman will appreciate them more. But it doesn't work like that. Women don't respect men who need them. They respect men who choose them. A man can only choose a woman from a position of power if he is already fulfilled on his own. Look at the men women admire the most. They aren't the ones sitting by their phones, waiting for a reply. They aren't the ones canceling plans just to be available. They are the men who are so laser-focused on their own path that women feel lucky just to get a fraction of their attention. A man who prioritizes himself never needs to chase. He naturally attracts. His energy, his drive, his purpose, these are the things that make women crave his presence. And the best part? He doesn't do it for women. He does it for himself. Women are just a byproduct of his success. Men need to wake up. Stop making women your priority. Build your life. Build your success. Build yourself. And the right women, they'll follow. Most men get this completely wrong. Women don't fall for the man who treats them the best. They fall for the man they have to earn. You could be the most loyal, attentive, and available man in the world. But if she doesn't feel the need to work for your attention, she won't value it. Because the moment a woman knows she has you completely, the excitement fades. Women are drawn to men with a mission, to men who don't prioritize them above everything else. If your life revolves around chasing her, you're sending a clear message: I have nothing more important going on. And the second she realizes that, her interest disappears. So, here's my challenge to you. Stop chasing, stop overgiving, start putting yourself first. Women don't respect men who need them. They respect men who choose them, from a position of strength. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Have you ever noticed a woman wanting you more? Only after you stopped caring so much? I'll be reading and responding, so let's talk. Stay strong, stay focused, and protect your power. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.